Okay, let's get straight to the point. Let's talk about this breaking update news about Jamal White out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You know, he is the little boy, 7 years old, that was taken right there in front of his daddy, basically, right there on the street. You know, you saw the ring camera video that showed this white Jeep, circling around. Then they jumped out, and you can hear the little boy, calling for his daddy. But there was reports of people saying that there was a car riding by that was right beside the son. They said that was the daddy. Well, we come to find out that is true. That was the daddy right there in that car by his son. And we're going to get into that. Now, this whole case has been just up and down. People is just kind of scratching their head about it. But the boy, Jamal White, was found safely, want to say, 10, 12 hours later, somewhere over in 39 and Lord. I made a video about that. And so people are happy about that, but people kind of got a lot of questions that need answers. Now, this right here is the guy that was arrested. His name is Corey Williams. He is one of the guys that was arrested for this whole situation that happened with Jamal White. But a lot of people are already saying this guy right here do not look like he was jumping out with a blam, blam, bam, bam, or none of that. And don't look like he matched the size of some of the other people that we see in this other new video that just came out. We're going to get into that. Now, this is the guy who was arrested, Corey Williams. This is his Instagram page, allprofit.kc. Please remember that, because that's going to be key to what I'm going to talk about next. Now, this right here is Baby J's 7-year-old Jamal White mother, Siobhan Williams. Remember that name as well. But she also goes by Paris on social media. This right here is one of her social media pages, her Facebook page, Paris Marie. And as you can see, she is into designer clothing. Now, it seems like she right here getting some money doing the thing, and I think she is a business owner as well. Now, shocking details. You got the Corey Williams guy who was arrested. But now, breaking news, on July the 15th, Jamal White mother, Paris, she has now been arrested. And this is her arrest record right here. Siobhan Williams, she has a hold. She was arrested, custody date 7/15/2025, and her charges are pending. Now, we do not know what she is being charged with or what she is going to be charged with, and we don't know if this has anything to do with the kidnapping or none of that kind of stuff. But all I know is this story is taking a twist like a cinnamon roll. Everybody seems like they getting arrested. Everybody in the family. That one of the guys who was a part of taking Jamal White, he didn't got picked up. The dad, uncle, I mean, you just name it. This right here is just a mess. Like, every day is something different. But now here's the thing. This is Jamal White mother. This is Paris. This is her IG page. Paris paid. Now, here's the thing that's crazy about this. Remember I told you to remember the guy Corey Williams, his IG page? Well, let's go. So if you go to Paris IG page and search the followers and type in all profit, everybody who is affiliated or associated with all profit in their name, I don't know if this is a little crew around the Milwaukee area or whatever, but they all follow her. I'm not saying that means anything, but it's just crazy. But what's most important is that the guy who was arrested for being a part of Jamal White being taken, and the guy that was arrested, Corey Williams, remember his Instagram page is All Profit KC, where he follows Jamal White mother. What is really going on? This right here is the daddy. This is Jamal White. So I'm assuming this is the senior. Jamal White Sr. and Jamal White Jr. So this is the dad right here. And lately on this internet, the dad has been catching it. You would think he would be receiving a lot of love and a lot of support, but it ain't been that. It's been the complete opposite, because people feel like this whole situation is kind of confusing, like a geometry problem. They just don't understand it. It's like Keith Sweat's song say, something, 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 something just ain't right. That's what the people feel like. Now, here's the new video that has been released that shows the entirety of the whole thing that happened on that ring camera. Boy, these ring cameras, boy, they out here solving some stuff like a mad problem. Because this right here shows multiple people jump out the vehicle. And like I said, the guy that was arrested don't look like he matched this description. As you see right here, the white area, the right arrow, that is Jamal White. That's him jumping off his bike. And you see right here, this is one of the guys that jumped out. But before we dive into this video, let's dive a little bit into the father.
Counted up 80, then I made that bitch faint. Talking to a crazy bitch thinking I'm a saint. Swipe 10 on shot, then I hit a raising cane. I'm addicted to the life, I still dabble with the cane. I might bust it all down or do a plane. I might cut my bitch off and fuck her friend. Bitch think I got it off the yay, but I scam. What I look like chasing love, I be damned.
So as y'all can see, Jamal White daddy, Jamal White Sr., is a local rapper, I'm assuming in the Milwaukee area. Now, the reason I say I'm assuming, and that's confusing, because he goes by the name 785 Twin. And 785 is the area code for Kansas City, Kansas. So now, I don't know if it's 785 for a street number or a block that's in the Milwaukee area. Maybe that's it. But now, Jamal White brother, Jamal White, is also a rapper also, and he goes by the rap name RTL Mel. Now this whole case is getting crazy by the minute. Right here, this is Jamal White standing with his twin brother, Jamal White. And people have turned into Sherlock Holmes and have basically accused the twin brother as allegedly being a part of his nephew coming up missing. They saying he has something to do with it. This is almost feeling like the movie Paid in Full. Now, you can see this post right here. It says, Jamal White arrested. He was arrested like a day or two after 7-year-old Jamal White came up missing. And it says, this post is showing arrest information only. This information does not infer or imply guilt of any actions or activity other than their arrest. And because he got arrested right after this incident happened, people just automatically assume that he was arrested for the situation with his nephew. And his brother and 7-year-old Jamal White daddy came on Facebook and he basically shut all that down and he wasn't having it. He said, first I set it up, then my brother kidnapped my son. Now I'm wrong for leaving my son. I know I effed up. Y'all ain't got to tell me. My son good though. Y'all wanted to paint every picture of me to be the bad guy. I can't win with y'all, but I won with my kid. Now come to find out, the uncle Jamal White actually did not have anything to do with being arrested for Jamal White, his nephew, being missing. Because people are trying to say that the uncle is the one that got the nephew taken. But that's not true. The brother was arrested, but he was arrested because he was standing on business. Now, according to multiple news stations and reporters who was out there on that Saturday to cover the whole Jamal White situation, they were forced to take cover according to a complaint. The prosecutors say White, who is identified in the complaint as the uncle of the child who was missing, opened fire at a vehicle occupied by a father and his son, only to find out the father and son was out there to basically help search for Jamal White. But the uncle thought the car was looking suspicious, so he pulled out the blicky.
In court today, the uncle of the Milwaukee boy taken from his home, sparking a statewide Amber Alert. Prosecutors say 27-year-old Jamal White fired several shots at a car driving slowly right near the family home at 61st and Eustis the day after 7-year-old Jamal White was abducted. Police found the little boy safe on Saturday. According to the criminal complaint, White told investigators he shot at the car because, quote, he was scared for his family and he hid the gun behind the house in a wooded area. A father and son in that car were not hit. They claim they were trying to help in the search for the missing boy.
You allegedly were shooting at this car that was occupied by two people and did not hit the car at all. At all. So even if you were defending yourself, you didn't even make contact with the people that you were supposed to defending yourself from.
Now, a family member, a cousin of the twin brothers, Jamal and Jamal, she made a post on Facebook basically, to respond to everybody who was trying to blame the uncle and everybody who was talking about the daddy, since the new video has been released about the daddy taking off running and leaving the son. She said this: my friends keep telling me not to speak, but it's like biting my tongue and it's unbearable. I real life hate the internet. My cousin is an identical twin and his brother shot at MFers that was circling their house after Baby J got abducted. The search party was supposed to be at a park, not their house. You can't blame Jamal, the uncle, for what he did due to the situation with his nephew. He didn't have nothing to do with the kidnapping. And now that y'all see a different view of the kidnapping, y'all can't say what y'all would have done. No, I don't agree with what happened, but that's the first instinct my cousin made. Now she's referring to the father being seen in the video, basically taking off running and leaving the son. She said, him and his son is alive, period. Delete me, block me, I don't care. But I know for a fact my cousin ain't have nothing to do with it. Jamal White, the father, revealed that he has been investigated by the police and that they basically kind of looking at him and treating him like he done something. He don't feel like he getting treated like a father who should be kind of like grieving over the fact that, his son came up missing. Like, they treating him like he got something to do with it himself. So the police even feel like something ain't right. The daddy went to Facebook again and said this: y'all foul paint them crazy narratives, even though the police treat me like I'm the bad guy. As long as my baby straight, all that ever matter, I still ain't seen my baby face to face. The police locked me all day Saturday, questioning me even when I told them everything I knew. All while my baby was still missing. Free top. I don't owe nobody nothing but Baby J. So the daddy letting y'all know that the police either don't believe his story or they feel like he has more information and that he is withholding some information. But he said free top, because I'm assuming that's what he called his brother, because you see in the post about his brother being arrested, he's saying free his brother. Now, let's get back to why the daddy Jamal White said that people mad at him for leaving his son. Because we're finna get into the video, but this right here is a screenshot of the new video that's been released. The two guys pulled up. So like the other guy that's been arrested, Corey Williams, he must have been the fall guy. And he must have been a driver. Because they pulled up when they saw the daddy passing by. They busted U-turn. A lot of people feel like, because I'm like, well, why did they just didn't get the son before then? But the daddy drove by them. They seen him and turned around. Then they jumped out. And this is the dad right here. People said that he was a running heel track star because they said that he took off so fast, about 2 or 3 steps, and he was in the house. So the guy right here, you see right here, right on the side of the car, like a person in the black. That was the first guy that jumped out with the blicky. And they went straight for the dad, but the dad was out of there. So this other guy right here, he said, well, might well just go and get the son. And that's when we hear the son calling for his daddy. Because the son saw the daddy basically take off and leave. So he like, basically, daddy, come back and get me. But, a lot of people saying what they would do in that situation. But, when it come down to it, your child, at the end of the day, this is the true meaning when they say put your life on the line. And there was a clear example where you got to show and prove. A lot of people said they would have not left their son. They would have made sure that they're. So the daddy once again goes to Facebook and responded to people talking about him running. He said this: hell yeah, I ran. I'm thinking they trying to rob me, not take my damn baby. Y'all slow. We both alive and my baby tried to get away like I taught him. God had us the whole time. Obviously, I did right. My baby's safe.
Right, Blake, a 25-year-old man is right now in custody here in connection to this abduction, but police tell me he did not act alone. A terrifying abduction caught on camera. Someone sprinting with 7-year-old Jamal White in their arms, putting him into a white Jeep.
I'm glad he's okay, but it's kind of like, I still can't rest because who would do something like this to a 7-year-old?
This new video 12 News obtained Monday shows the Jeep parked on the side of the street Friday night. It starts to move as Jamal is spotted riding his bike on the sidewalk, returning from a nearby park. The boy's aunt says her brother was driving the sedan, following alongside his young son. The camera catching the white Jeep turning around, then later blocking the end of their driveway. 2 people got out of the Jeep simultaneously. One, who appears to be holding a gun, tried following the man into the house. The other chased the little boy down the driveway. Seconds later, the suspect comes back into frame with Jamal in his arms, putting him into the Jeep. Do you have answers as to why in the world this happened yet?
We don't have any answers, and I feel like that is what is bothering the family a lot. I feel like a lot of us are unsettled.
Unsettled as family is seen running out of the home. The boy's father spotted slamming his arms on the trunk of his car. That was about 7 p.m. Friday night. The state not issuing an Amber Alert until 5 hours later, around midnight. Eventually, after a harrowing all-day search on Saturday,
they got him, y'all.
Police recovered the boy in a home near 39th and Lloyd around 6 p.m. Saturday, 7 miles away from home.
So as you see in this new video that's just been released, the dad, left his son, but he thought they was trying to get him. But like some people say, if that's the case, then just stay there and suffer the consequences. But definitely don't leave your son out there, because look what happened. Now the daddy did come back out, but people feel like, okay, he came back out, he beating on the trunk. They say he should have been coming out, jumping in that car like he was Boy Luke Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard, slide straight through the window, and they should have been seeing him bagging up on that ring camera out the driveway, knocking over a neighbor's mailbox, doing a 0 to 100, trying to go out there and chase that car, that truck, that Jeep, wherever he think they might go. Just go left, right, up and down, go out there and try to go find your baby. But you see in the video, he was standing there, and people feel like he already knew what was up. Who knows? I mean, maybe all the details will come out in this case. Maybe they won't. Who knows? Will we ever get to the bottom of it? But, people are just speaking from the fact of they putting themselves in that situation, but unfortunately, you weren't in that situation. A lot of people can say what they would do if this would happen, but we're on the internet just looking at it. And in that moment, the daddy might have just, panicked and maybe just said to himself, hey, let me get up out of here. But he probably didn't think about that they would even, mess with his son. Because if you look at the video and you think about it, I don't feel like they was coming to even get the son. You heard what he said. They waited all night. This happened on Saturday. They waited all Friday night sitting out there. So they staking it out. They know exactly who they're looking for. They had plenty of opportunity before the father even pulled up to even get the son. But the minute that they saw the dad pull up in their car, y'all noticed they put on brakes immediately and turned around and then jumped out. They could have been jumped out. The son was on the side of them riding the bike on the sidewalk. They did not jump out until they noticed their daddy. So they spent the night out there in the truck waiting on their daddy to come home. I feel like if that daddy would have came home that night, then it would have been a different situation. They clearly was out there sitting and waiting on Pops to get to the house. Now this whole situation is crazy. But the good thing about it is that despite all the confusion that's going on, people wonder what really happened. The most important part is that baby J, Jamal White, was, found safely. That's the most important part. Now, this right here is the parents. This is when they was younger. And, assuming they was in love back then and whatever and all that, and, people be young and they have kids. But hopefully this will open their eyes. I don't know if they are together or what, but hopefully this right here will, make them, focus on their child and, hey, let's get it together. Let's make sure that our son never, ever, ever have to go through something like this again. Because you don't know how how Jamal White is actually going to feel and how he's going to be able to cope with this going forward. Now, the aunt, she, you seen her in the news clip, and she has some things to say because she basically didn't appreciate how people are trying to, judge the family and the image that they're trying to paint about the family. She said this: dang, everybody knows more than us about what happened to our family. A lot of y'all followed that boy's page that got arrested. One of y'all know who that boy is and or who he be with. I don't know. I don't have the energy I thought I had to get on y'all. So shout out to everybody that knows us. Jamel being involved in anything related to baby J being harmed is quite laughable, even though this isn't a funny matter. It's just that is the craziest thing ever. So again, shout out to the people that know us, because she referring to people saying that the twin brother Jamel got arrested due to his nephew. And like I said, I don't believe that. She went on to say, I understand why y'all think y'all know something. Typos on articles are sending people into a frenzy. Thanks, Milwaukee Journal. We don't know anything about what happened. The police have told us nothing. All we know is that baby J is safe and coming home to us soon. I wish that could be our focus, but maybe after things come down. So, like I say, Jamal White, baby J, was found safely, but has yet to be returned to the parents. According to reports, the baby is still with CPS. Don't know how long the baby would be with CPS, but if the police, Milwaukee police, if they're feeling like, we still got some questions, then they're not going to just release the baby back to the daddy. All these viral videos going on. I mean, this went viral everywhere. And, you know, they're going to dot their I's and cross their T's before they put baby J, Jamal White, back into the hands of the family. But y'all get in the comments, tell me what y'all think about this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share my video. I'm Grady Mac. Holla.